my customers always say when they first get onboarded is they're surprised how quickly we were able to scan their public cloud environment and onboard and do discovery. So they're always coming to me very quickly and saying, hey, can you walk me through our data and show me where we can get started and start closing and remediating the findings that you've alerted us on. So could you walk us through, what you recommend?
Absolutely. And right off the bat, we'll note that we log in and we're immediately on our dashboard. And there's a variety of things that are elevated on the dashboard in order to help you understand essentially that view of all that you've brought in through your onboarding and what you need to prioritize and focus your energy on. There's different ways of doing it. There are some roll-ups of things. One of the ones that I use often is this graph over here on the side about impact and likelihood. And this is more than likely something that you're going to utilize over time to look for trends in seeing things elevated that are of taking data that would have great impact if it was leaked or if it was made unavailable. In the same sense, how likely is that to happen? So you're looking for things in the reds and saying, this is what we absolutely need to drive down through remediation. Ideally, everything's green. But in order to get started on day one, you're going to see that there are different roll-ups over here on the top risks side of the dashboard. We've got a handful of these from our demo data sets. And again, I think you can see here, when you look at the dashboard, there's quite a few different data stores that we've brought in under quite a few different accounts. This represents a lot of different stuff. When a customer first onboards, there's usually a little bit less data than this on day one. But again, those high profile things are going to be brought right to the surface here under the top risks. And so we're going to pick one that we think illustrates well the kinds of things that customers can get a big impact with making immediate changes to. Clicking on this particular top risk shows us all of the instances of this risk in the environment. And there are, just looking at them, they're all high profile, of course, because it's the same risk. It's the same one. And it's resource types. What is it attached to? In these cases, these are all S3 buckets. And what we're looking at with this particular signature firing, described here in great detail, is we have an AWS user with an unused password for 90 days or more that has access to sensitive S3 data. So backing that up, this is the important element that is so different when these risk signatures fire. This is what makes a high priority out of this. And that's that we don't just have this unused password on this account. That's a significant thing if you were just in and of itself, but we have this much more important thing, which is we have very sensitive, I should say, S3 data that is exposed because of this. And what Normalize does then is we give you recommended actions for the remediation. These details here, as you can see, include the description of why you want to do this and what this is, but also how to change the situation about the particular user account that is exposing this data. What you have here is this idea that you're going to change the profile of this user that has access. And there's additional reference information in here that allows the response analyst, in this case, to dig deeper and understand it. But also what you'll note is the significant amount of correlation that we do, if you will, of these tags. There are tags at a high level. There's the compliance tags. There's the very unique and specific itemized control tags that are all enumerated here as part of this. And then what matters when you get to the point that you're actually going to try to remediate this is which account and where is this that I need to deal with this? And that information is, again, all enumerated right here within the console. This is stuff that an analyst can use when either taking direct action or working with the DevOps organization in order to achieve that. And of course, this can be communicated out from the platform. There's a built-in risk management process, or we can export that information, create the ticket to bring the two different sides of the equation, if you will, who's going to take the action and who is deriving that action via email, Slack, Jira. The integrations exist because it's a very API-driven platform, but you can also do it right here in the platform.